Greetings to you all, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear friends on earth. We come to you on this day with lots of joy because we have this opportunity to speak to you. But we also come with great concern for mankind because we see that so many humans are overcome by fear. They live in fear of a certain virus. Yes, this virus is spreading faster than the common flu. But, dear friends, what is spreading even quicker is fear. Please listen to our words, please listen to our message, as we are indeed concerned about the development of Earth and above all of mankind. Earth will continue to develop itself, but, my dear friends, our concern is for mankind because we see how the vibration of mankind has sunk to a low, where there should be higher vibrations, a lot higher vibrations on this planet, on Earth, among mankind. We see this tremendous drop of the vibrational level, and this has us concerned. Dear friends, indeed we see this fear that has been created by the news media. We see this as a threat to spiritual growth and to your own development. My dear friends, first of all, please allow me to remind you all that what you think and what you feel has a creative power. The more you think about a certain subject and the more you fear this certain subject, the more energy you will feed into it. With other words, what you fear is what you will attract, because your thoughts and your emotions are with it. You can use this to be creative in a positive sense and to create a better future for yourself and for mankind. But at the same time, this also has the great risk of being creative in a negative way. With other words, let me explain it this way. If you give a lot of thought to what you fear, this will create, this will attract exactly what you want to avoid. The more fear there is among mankind, the quicker this will be reflected also on the physical level. The quicker, therefore, the virus will also spread. The more you fear that the virus will create death, this will also increase the death rate. I understand that there are some among the listeners of this message who believe that this is nonsense. But indeed, every human being has creative powers. And consider this, not only on an individual level this is working, but also on a collective level. The more society enters in fears, the more energy you will give to this object of fear. Therefore, my dear friends, I remind you to be careful with your thoughts, to be careful with how you feel about this situation. And my dear friends, learn discernment, learn to discern, learn to differentiate, learn to see beyond what you hear and see. What I'm trying to say is, don't believe everything that you hear and see in the news media. What is being portrayed here has been distorted. Realistically speaking, this virus has indeed a higher death rate, but not that much higher death rate than any common flu. We are not talking about a highly deadly virus like the Ebola virus. You yourself can seek the numbers and do the math and calculate the death rate globally, the death rate in your country, and you will see, yes, there are cases where this disease takes life. And yes, this virus is spreading quickly. But my dear friends, a common flu also spreads quickly. Maybe not quite as quickly, but as mentioned before, your own reaction to this so-called threat, by reacting through fear, my dear friends, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, I hope you will realize that by acting out of fear, you are giving much more energy to this and speeding up the spread of the virus. I'm not saying here that simply believing that it will not spread so fast that this will stop the spreading. No, my dear friends. We all need to be realistic. But that is exactly my point. You need to be realistic, and therefore you need to understand that much of what you hear and listen in the news has been exaggerated and has been keyed to create fear in society, to create fear in every man and woman on earth. You may, as we do, wonder what the purpose of this is, but you may already suspect something, and indeed there is a purpose behind this very targeted I go so far to say propaganda. And indeed, the reasons behind this are quite sinister. And have to do with energies, not with energies, have to do with entities from lower levels of existence. Indeed, it is their purpose to reduce the speed of development, of spiritual development of mankind. It is their purpose to pull mankind down. And this is what this propaganda for this virus is doing. It is pulling mankind down. There is so much fear, so much worry, so much concern. That this is lowering significantly the vibrational level of mankind, which was actually starting to rise up. Mankind was getting closer and closer to widen consciousness. Some of you might even go so far to say that it is devil's work behind all this. Indeed, this is not that far off the reality. There are demonic entities that have provoked this spread of fear, that are influencing key persons, key people on this planet to help the spread of the virus. And I'm talking about a virus called fear. Fear indeed is the real virus you need to be concerned about. And yet, at the same time, my dear brothers and sisters, this virus is the easiest one you can combat. You do not need any medicine, nor vitamins, nor any masks or disinfectants. What you need is simply to change the way you think, to change the way you feel. It sounds simple, but how do you go about it? Well, my dear friends, first of all, thoughts actually are the easiest you can change. Feelings are a bit harder. Thoughts you can change by realizing when you had a negative thought and countering it with a positive thought. Ideally, with a positively formulated phrase, and repeating that phrase at least 3 times. If after the 3rd time you feel your mind is not convinced, continue repeating the phrase. So if you catch yourself having the thought that you're afraid of the coronavirus. Create a positive affirmation for yourself. Something in the line of, I'm confident that I will remain healthy. I am confident that I will remain healthy. I am confident that I will remain healthy. You can pick a phrase you like, but make it a positive phrase with other words. Avoid words like not and never. Always formulate something positive in a positive way, not negating something negative. The reason is, if you say to yourself, I'm not going to catch the virus, you are actually saying, I'm going to catch the virus. Even though there is the word not in between, all these words that I will catch the virus are contained in the phrase. And not does not have a very strong impact in the universe. Therefore, my dear friends, be positive. Express yourselves positively, in a positive way, and you can change the way you think. Once you start thinking differently, your emotions will start to change as well. What was fear will become confidence. It takes a little time to change the emotions, but affirmations are a good way into that direction. If you want to do even further something for your feelings, for your emotions, there are a variety of methods, of techniques that you can use. You can, for example, go into a meditative state and fill yourself with white light. An excellent method is a triple light protection by Emmanuel, which is a very simple and relatively quick but very efficient way to protect yourself from negative energies, from lower energies, and to raise your own energy level on all levels. This includes physical level, emotional level, mental level. Indeed, it involves all of what and who you are. I will ask this brother who is transmitting these words for us, I will ask him to include information on how to obtain the instructions for the triple light protection, because he has posted this for free on a website, and everyone can, for free, learn how to proceed with this triple light protection, which indeed helps you on a mental level, on an emotional level, and even helps you to be protected from any kind of energetic influence from the outside, any negative influence. But it allows you to remain open for any positive influence, for any advice your guide may give you, for all the warnings that your guardian angel may have for you. All this is possible through the triple light protection. Therefore, my dear friends, we urge you to learn this simple technique and use it at least twice a day, every morning, every evening, and whenever you feel the need, whenever you feel down, whenever you feel low, whenever you feel you have fear, whenever you feel sad, whenever you feel anger, whenever you feel threatened, apply this simple technique and you will see that your life will change. My dear friends, we do not wish to dilute the main message of today, and therefore we do not want to speak of any other topics today, as this is such an important topic at this very moment, at this decisive point for mankind. And indeed, we ask you not only to do this triple light protection for yourself, but also as a way to help mankind. Because as you become a point of light on earth, you are helping mankind. The more of you who do this, the more mankind will start to light up. You may think if only you do this, it is not enough. Well, my dear friends, I want you to be sure and to be aware that every human counts. Every human who says, enough of fear, I am full of joy, I am full of bliss, I have faith, I have faith in mankind. The more of you who practice this, the quicker mankind can recover from this energetic drop. And my dear friends, as this message is going to be made available to anyone with access to the internet, we also ask you to please spread this message. Let others know about it. It is not necessary to as you may say, to advertise for this message. No, my dear friends, it is even enough if you only remind others to remain positive, to not give in to fear. Ideally, of course, you would share this message and let them know about the importance of raising your vibrations. And if you try the triple light protection, you will see how it can help you and others. Because if you are full of light, you shine out light, you become a point of light on earth, you become like a small sun. And like any sun, the light shines outwards. A sun is full of light, but shines light outwards. This means that anyone near you will also receive light. and will be less dark. And this is important, and this is why it is so important that you realize one is not nothing. One is many. Be blessed, my dear friends. May the peace of the Lord be with you. Amen. Amen.